Good morning and welcome to Morning Moments. I am so glad that you took the time to join us today, wherever you're at and whatever platform you're looking at this at. Today, I have some two special guests. Uh, one's an author, an entrepreneur, financial coach. There's so much more. It is my privilege to bring to Morning Moments Eric and Anna Schraud. Welcome to Morning Moments.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you for
you
having
for
us.
having us. First, I would like to thank you for giving us the opportunity. And I would like to thank God for giving us the opportunity. This is glory to God.
Could you please tell us what do you do and why do you do it?
I would like to first start. My name is Anna A.G. As you can see, Believe. This is my first book. Believe in my first book. And I would like to share a little bit why I wrote this book. Many years ago, when I started college, I was encountering a language barrier because my first language is Spanish. So in college, it was required to write a journal to be able to develop my writing skills and my communication skills as well. And I believe that in order for me to share, to be able to make a difference on people's life, I needed to share my story. At one point in my life, I fall into depression and I went through a lot of anxiety. And writing the journal was the key for me to be able to cope with that anxiety and be able to be healed. During that time, as I developed my habit of writing my journal, I was able to get close to my best friend. My best friend was God. God showed me that I can do anything when I have hope, when I have faith. Being that I was going through moments that I felt that I live in darkness in my life, He showed me that I can live out of darkness and be in light. So God showed me that no matter what I'm going through, that I can be able to be successful. The journal become part of my life. I want to be an inspiration to men and women that no matter what they're going through in life, that they can be successful, that they can just come to God and God will guide you to find a purpose in my life. And one of the hardest things for me that I was able to cope was that I'm unable to have children. And I'm sure there are a lot of people be related to that as well. My book is Believe, my daily inspirational journal. This is my story that I share. But I also you can write your own story. This is something very unique because we all have a story to tell. And sometimes you might be going through something in your life that you feel that you're living in darkness. But when you hear other people's story, you realize that there is other people that are going through other challenges greater than that you are facing too. With this, I just want to let you know that you're facing challenges. Just remember, it's writing your story because God has a purpose for you. Believe in yourself that everything happened for a reason. God bless you.
That was great. I'm inspired all over again.
When you're talking about your journal, I know as a retired psychiatric nurse, I've told so many patients the importance of journaling, and also when I share with people, especially Christians too, the importance of journaling to be able to put your thoughts down, especially prayer journals, write down what God has told you or what you're learning or your emotions at the time. Because when you write it down, when those emotions are raw and when they're right there, you don't realize what you're feeling until later you go and read that. And I hear so many people go, I was so surprised when I read my journal about because I was writing it in that moment. So that's why it's real important to help journals help you sort things out a little bit. Now, you were talking about reaching people, helping others, and that's a real key in financial coaching too, is your attitude of gratitude, isn't it?
Yes.
Understood. Yes,
Yes.
yes, absolutely. So, yeah, in financial coaching, what we're doing is that we're actually trying to help people because today people are hurting financially. People need help with their finances, and people don't realize there's a big the Bible talks about finance in Jesus talks and the Bible talks more about money than it actually does about heaven and hell. So the fact of the matter is people really don't know that, and they misunderstand what the Bible actually says when it comes to money. Uh, you know, people try to chase after money, and then money becomes their god, and that's not what our God wants. Our God wants us to worship Him, not money. He wants us to control money. He wants us to be good stewards of His money, but He doesn't want us to be, where money controls us. And today, people are working so hard to try and live paycheck to paycheck. And when they're doing that, they don't have control of it. They use the nasty word budget, right? When they hear the word budget, they're like, "Oh, that's a bad word." So the fact of the matter is that it's not. It's not. I like to call it a program because you said you're in the field of psychiatry, right? Or you were doing that, and when you change a word to something, it has a whole different meaning for people, right? So I changed the word to program. We put together a program for people, and we show people how to get control of their money, how to not have their money control them, and how the Bible talks about money and how you can make as much as you want to make as long as your spiritual growth and your pace, your spiritual growth actually outweighs the pace of your wealth. So you should be growing stronger in spiritual growth and let your money grow, but don't let your money overtake it. And don't let the money that you make, don't abuse it. Use it for the good. That's what God wants us to do. Mm-hmm. He wants us to use that money for good, for His purposes. It's actually His money. So when people say, "Well, I give 10% of my money," well, you're giving 10% of God's money, and then God is allowing you to steward 90% of His money. But it's not our money. It's not our house. It's God created everything, heaven and earth. It all belongs to Him, and we have to give Him the glory all the time. And when we do that, and when we follow God's principles on how money works, then things will start falling into place. And God will give more to us when we are good stewards of His money. He will give more to us. He'll give us an abundance. We can give away money and more just keeps on coming in. Yeah. But when we keep on holding on to our money, then that's when God says, "Well, you're not a good steward. No, that person needed help over there, and you could have gave them your money." So we teach people how to be good stewards with their money and how to take care of their home, how to take care of their own, how to protect their money, how to develop a plan where, because it's a very simple thing, and people misunderstand it. And the simple thing is basically one of the ways that you take control of your money is if you make $2,000 a month, spend less. Don't spend $3,000 a month. Take control of your money. Put together the program to take control of your money, have an expenditure for your food, for your gross, for whatever you need. And we teach people, hey, I know it's nice to have the latest and greatest iPhone, but if your income was cut in half, would you still get it? Or if you lost your job today, would you still buy it? Is it a need? Is it something you really, really need? Or is it just something you want?
It sounds like you're really committed to helping people through that journey, walking
Absolutely.
with them. And one of the things I heard somebody say, and I've used this statement several times, if you love people, use money. Love money, use people. So
exactly.
So if we're just wanting money, and that's our goal, we'll end up using people for it. But when God puts our heart right and gives us people like yourself to give us direction, it's amazing what happens, and little as much if God is in it, and God can really bless those things.
You know, and we teach people how to save for an emergency fund, right?
Mhm.
And I tell them, I said, look, it's an emergency fund, and you use it in case of emergency. In case an emergency happens with the household that you have, most people don't have an emergency fund. But then we teach them also that you have an emergency fund, but it's for emergency. So if your neighbor has an emergency, you have an emergency fund. And God maybe had you put that emergency fund together so that you could use that to help your neighbor, to help the person in an earthquake situation, to help somebody in a hurricane situation. Maybe that's the purpose of that emergency fund, for you to be able to do that. And if God blesses you to be able to put together an emergency fund and be a good steward and have that money, you could use it for yourself, but you could use it for others too.
Down below, you've been seeing during this interview, their website, how you could get a hold of them. Also, the website where if you want them to maybe speak and find out more about what they do. Also, I have that website floating down there as well, and so that you could get a hold of them, and you can also get the book, and also maybe secure them as a financial coaches. As as we get ready to close this interview, I want you not only to check them out now, I want you to take time to pray for them, because Anna and Eric Schraud needs your prayers. They need your prayers, folks, and you need the practice. So pray that God would work continuously with them, bless what they're doing so that they could bless others. Thank you so much for being part of Morning Moments today.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you
an
so
honor and
much.
privilege to have you.
It is an honor. Yes.
Thank you. And thank you for coming. And if you would, please keep coming back for some more Morning Moments.